Let's jump right in. If you are looking for the absolute top businesses to start in the Philippines in 2026, well, you're definitely in the right place for this explainer. The whole landscape out there is just buzzing right now. We're talking massive digital innovation, a booming middle class, and a huge shift towards sustainable living. So let's open up this storybook and dive right into where the smartest capital is flowing today. Think of this as our table of contents. We've got 5 distinct chapters of massive economic potential to explore today: grassroots and franchises, the digital frontier, the green horizon, concrete foundations, and finally, your next chapter. But hey, before we jump into the specific industries, we really need to look at the massive engine driving all of this demand. We are talking about a rising, highly engaged population of over 115 million people. That's 115 million people who are eager for new products, cool branded experiences, and totally innovative local services. This population, with its rapidly growing purchasing power, is exactly what makes the Philippine market so incredibly dynamic right now. Okay, let's turn the page to Chapter 1, Grassroots and Franchises. Now, you might be wondering, do I need a fortune to get started? Absolutely not. You don't need massive capital to write your first chapter. Get this, setting up an independent street food cart, like a fishball stand, costs under 15,000 pesos. Or, if you want something a bit more structured, a low-cost online franchise can be locked in for anywhere between 20,000 and 120,000 pesos. It really proves that you don't need millions to capture a profitable slice of the market. Micro-capital is perfectly viable and honestly, highly profitable right now. For those of you looking for established blueprints, the capital required for some of these safest and most trusted business models is surprisingly accessible. Filipinos have a ton of trust in franchise brands compared to independent startups. It's just a cultural fact. If you have a bit more capital to play with, say 500,000 to 3 million pesos, the cafe culture here is absolutely thriving. But even down at the 99,000 peso mark, you can secure a really high turnover food cart. And when we say high turnover, we mean it. We're talking absolute favorites like siomai, milk tea, fries, shawarma, and kwek-kwek. Positioning these near transport terminals or busy BPO hubs, that practically guarantees steady foot traffic and excellent profit margins. It's actually fascinating how resilient these specific products are. Food remains the absolute most robust sector in the Philippine economy, hands down. By sourcing wholesale and keeping things super clean, you can easily build a highly profitable venture on these beloved staples. Moving right along to Chapter 2, the digital frontier. Take a look at this staggering number, a 2.1 trillion peso e-commerce market. This illustrates a massive, game-changing shift toward online shopping. It's basically created a huge playground for hyper-local distribution on platforms we all use daily, like Lazada, Shopee, and Facebook Marketplace. And for aspiring entrepreneurs, this is huge. Relying on a lean inventory model where you replenish stock based on real-time data instead of just guessing and bulk buying has literally never been easier or more effective. With over 67 million active online shoppers, there is a massive, hungry crowd out there. Because of this, digital marketing agencies specializing in SEO and influencer marketing are in exceptionally high demand. Consider this: Filipinos spend an average of 9 hours online every single day. 9 hours. And influencer marketing now shapes the buying decisions of 70% of online consumers. So if you've got digital marketing skills, offering outsourced services, either locally or globally, is an incredibly high-growth opportunity for you. But wait, the digital frontier goes way beyond retail. Elite Philippine call centers have evolved dramatically. They're now offering AI as a service, basically bundling sophisticated software and human talent into a single managed outcome. It's wild to see how the top 1% of BPOs in places like Manila, Cebu, and Clark have completely stopped just selling human seats by the hour. They are now technology co-engineers. Integrating AI with human-in-the-loop professionals isn't just an option in 2026, it is the absolute baseline for survival and success. Let's flip the page to Chapter 3, the green horizon. Driven by big government programs like the Green Energy Auction, the country is aggressively scaling up its renewable energy infrastructure over the next 2 decades, and it's attracting some heavy foreign investment. What's truly exciting here is that this transition is fully backed by both policy and the people. Over 85% of Filipinos express strong support for renewable alternatives like solar, wind, and biomass. That's a huge mandate. This massive shift is firmly placing the country on the map as a clean energy leader. And this green shift is profoundly transforming travel too. We're looking at an ecotourism market projected to exceed $12 billion by 2034. It's being fueled by distinct types of conscious travelers, like the ethical adventurer, the wellness nomad, and the slow travel enthusiast. We have moved way past the days of mass tourism. Today's travelers, especially Generation Green and millennials, they prioritize authenticity. They want carbon-neutral trekking, they want coral reef rehabilitation dives, and they're looking for eco-lodges that respectfully integrate indigenous cultural experiences. Launching a successful eco-resort, though, is a bit of a structured quest. It requires strict adherence to a regulatory roadmap to ensure your business stays compliant and fully integrated with the local community. What's absolutely crucial to understand is that in the Philippines, ecotourism is a legally defined category, not just a flashy marketing buzzword. Navigating this bureaucracy, getting that environmental compliance certificate for protected areas, and securing DOT accreditation, well, that's the barrier to entry that actually protects your investment once you're finally in. And the financial payoff for following these eco-friendly steps? It's incredibly clear. Just look at the Cloud9 Eco Retreat down in Siargao. Their documented sustainability directly justified higher room rates. They achieved an impressive 85% occupancy and a 20% higher average daily rate. By operating on a hybrid model that included regenerative tourism, like mangrove planting, and actually sharing their renewable energy with the local community, they didn't just win over tourists, they secured crucial support from the local government. Consumers in 2026 will gladly pay a premium for verified sustainability. So, for this strategic investor, there has truly never been a better time to align profitable business operations with the preservation of natural wonders. Whether you're looking at diving businesses in the Visayas or mountain adventures up in northern Luzon, balancing thrills with conservation is the absolute ultimate formula for long-term ROI in this sector. It really is a golden age.
All right, moving into Chapter 4, Concrete Foundations.
Supported by that expanding digital economy we just talked about, plus some major infrastructure spending, the real estate market is expanding steadily. It's projected to hit a massive $135.9 billion by 2034. I mean, this is steady, reliable, concrete growth. A lot of this is being fueled by an overall economy that expanded by over 5% early in the year, which keeps domestic consumption and property demand incredibly resilient.
This remarkable growth is heavily driven by rapid urbanization and a rising middle class that is demanding innovative housing, convenient mixed-use spaces, and modern home renovations. For property developers and investors out there, the target is crystal clear. Over 48% of the population now resides in urban areas like Metro Manila, Cebu, and Davao. Young professionals and returning overseas workers are driving up condo prices and demanding these all-in-one live-work-play environments.
And finally, we reach the epilogue, your next chapter.
Look, whether you're aiming for a multi-million peso real estate venture or just establishing an essential neighborhood service, like a laundry shop, strategic agility is always going to outweigh sheer capital volume. Setting up community-based services cuts your marketing overhead to almost zero, simply because you're solving immediate local needs. A wash-dry-fold laundry service perfectly targets busy professionals. Sourcing bundles of pre-loved clothing for an ukay-ukay business yields massive margins for those of you with an eye for curation. You can start small, master your neighborhood, and then just scale it up.
So with the Philippine market so hungry for innovation right now and so many top businesses to start, the only question left is, how will you write your own success story? Are you going to harness the digital frontier through an e-commerce gig? Tap into the green horizon with a sustainable community project? Or maybe build a classic foundational franchise? The demand is literally growing every single day. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really look forward to seeing what you build.